Proxy Table Gaming, PTG. I am Hyper G. You are Lucky Sixes.
What up, YouTube?
How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too shabby. Life
Good.
is starting to return. Cross your fingers, touch wood.
Yes.
So we get some games in.
I don't want to say too much on that because
you never know.
I mean, there's a lot going on at the minute, and it's all very much on a knife edge, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
man. But it's all
do
good.
we really dare? Do
I'm
we
happy.
really dare to believe?
I'm happy at the minute. So we got some stuff.
Did you sleep last night?
Yeah, that might be in it. Right?
Yeah.
The kids have gone for a week. No, they
haven't. You got a full 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, you're a different man when you get 2 hours.
I know, it's crazy. I'm so fresh.
So, we got a battle report, haven't we? We've got to do a battle report.
We are
on... Goes out we're recording it, and it goes out this afternoon. So, come on, get on with it. Get on with it.
We are in NOI in teams, in UK UB teams tournament. We are
not coming last.
Part of not coming last, and we won our first matchup, so
we did.
Fingers crossed that can happen. We are up against hashtag insert team name here.
They forgot to insert the team name, clearly. Amateurs.
It's
this lot,
yes,
clearly.
It's not funny, it's a mistake.
Yes.
But so, and this is team with Mikey, Tanker, Hugh, and Luke Trenter. So fairly.
They know what they're doing.
Fairly big time compared to us. But yeah, so obviously, as a reminder, we're with the Fancy War Gaming podcast.
And the mercenary
and
veteran Josh Burns.
Yeah. The Masters Open champion.
Absolutely. No expense spared.
So we've got some weapons of our own. Thank you very much.
Star power in there. Yep.
Specifically for us, this is me taking over. So you did the first round, I did the second.
I know what.
And you won. That's it. Yeah. We are vampires, and we are taking on Hugh's demons.
And what a nice emblem. We haven't seen this in ages on the channel.
I know, right? Yeah. We
haven't seen demons forever, have we?
I know. It's good. So it'd be good to play against. Can't say I'm overly familiar with demons, although I'm not I don't know what anything does. But yeah, it's good. But and it's nice to play Hugh as well. I've never played him, so.
I haven't played Hugh either, actually. Yeah.
Reminder of our list: 2 vampire courtiers, one on a court, other on a horse, skeletal horse. Necromancer general, loaded core, dark coach, and 2 big vampire knight units.
How did you get new recruit to show things on 2 lines?
I made it smaller. We'll talk about editing later.
I need to know right now because that is good. I'm liking that.
Over to Hugh's list, and hey, we surprise ourselves, don't we? We have a Sentinel of Nakuja, who, not gonna lie, did much about him. No, he's pretty killer. It can be pretty good, but
probably for 785 points.
Yeah. Omen of Savar,
usually quite good.
Again,
we all know about that.
Murder fudder. Then 21 succubi, some small lemurs, small imps, small hoarders, small bloatflies, small bloatflies, and hope harvester. So kind of an MSU list, but
that's kind of what you get with demons, though, don't you? You don't really get rank and file. You get a few myrmidons here and there.
So
maybe.
Yeah, stuff they can do. So so looking at the list, obviously, I was a little bit wary of the bloatflies being toxic. Compared to our vampire knights, that's the big thing.
It's definitely an amber matchup, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah. So we were thinking we could probably get quite a lot of points, but if the bloatflies who fly can get into our knights, then that's probably going to be an issue. So that was off the back of it. That was probably all the prep we did, and that's all the. That's the main concern for us.
Just to bounce off a point I made from the previous round, Paul, the legend that he is, didn't say green for everything in this round.
What the hell, man?
What he did say, though, he didn't give any reds. he just gave slightly different shades of yellow for the bad matchups. So Paul was green, orange, yellow. So is that a red and orange? I don't know. Everyone else used red. So in fact, Josh didn't give any reds. No one gave any reds except us.
Yeah, we
so
just yeah.
surely that bodes well, doesn't it?
Yeah. What was so we had? Yeah.
We didn't want to play against Mikey and his vampires.
Yeah. No offense.
Yeah. He was in the final of the Masters, so why would we want?
So was Hugh. Hugh was in the real final.
The real final.
Yeah.
He was in the Scottish final.
Yeah. Oh, you say Masters? I thought you said.
I said the Masters. I'm trying to. You're making me forget my tournaments now. That was like 2021.
So
baby.
I mean, both of them are decent, right? Both of them in their final quite recently. So yeah.
So's Kev though. So come on.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, really.
So we're looking at Dawn Assault and Spoils of War. 4,500 change back. And this is where we're at. On the top. Colourful. So we've got. I've been given a impassable terrain in, but I didn't think it was too bad actually, because it meant I could stop him going around the sides and things to a certain extent. Yeah. I've got the Dark Coach, Ghouls and Court in the middle, Vampire Knights. I think that's with the Courtier in it on this side. Yeah. Then Zombies, Necromancer there.
No, it's not. The one on the right's got the Vampire.
Oh, of course
got Unit 5 and Unit 6.
And Unit 5. So the Unit 5 has Banner of Speed, Unit 6 has Stalker Standard.
Yeah. And they're on an obstacle that they don't care about anyway now, because cavalry don't care.
Yep. There you go. Then we've got Hoarders, Bloatflies, Succubi and Omen, Hope Harvester, Sentinel and Lemurs. And that's one of those units as well that are like have loads of ranks but hardly any models. So yeah, Bloatflies.
It shouldn't be good, but it
Imps,
is.
Bloatflies, Hoarders. So this is, I think, start. I nearly forgot to take a thing. So he started.
The Hoarders are on their way. Yeah.
Yeah. So moves up like so, fairly tentatively. Doesn't want to give me any easy charges. Is out of line of sight here, so that was a bit of a mistake that I didn't. I just put him over here, but I didn't cover the sides, so that was a bit unfortunate for myself.
Kev's left after my last comment.
He's left. He's gone.
He's left. He's gone.
Yeah, he can't hack it anymore. Hey, if you're at the top, you got to take the shizzle that comes with it, right?
You do.
He does. I think it's.
Is he on Evo? Is that Whispers?
I think he's on Evo. Yeah. To reduce him down, but nothing happens. In my turn, I just shuffle over a bit. I don't know why I didn't point him this way. I think it was because I wanted him, if he came forward, I wanted to be able to have a good line of sight on the centre stuff, to like literally go all in if he came forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you start zoning the left-hand side, then you really cut out a large portion of the centre that isn't zoned.
Yeah.
So,
I'll move forward aggressive-ish. With these Vampire Knights, but not really that aggressive. So leaving him a fairly doable charge to see if he wants it, basically, thinking that my Courtier can take it, and they're not half bad either. So Bloatflies still want to keep out, but if he charges me and I hopefully win and stuff, then I've got counter charges or I can start running up the flank and things. So that's what I'm sort of going for there. Otherwise, not much, just a bit of shuffling. Don't need to.
It's secure target, aren't you? So he's already sort of holding that one down his area, and you're going.
This is spoils. Sorry, this is spoils.
Spoils. Sorry.
So he's, so I'm trying to cover all the spoils basically as well. But he's moved up to go towards them. Obviously, these Hoarders are scoring, I think, so they can pick them up.
You're probably not going to get that left-hand side one, are you? So.
It's unlikely, but I think what I'm thinking is the Dark Coach should probably take the Hoarders. It's a bit iffy, but yeah, I get rerolls hit off on them. I think he stops the Evo snipes, and I get a hereditary off. Yeah, it's decent enough, and that just means I'm hoping that I don't think he'll come in now with that happening.
No.
On his turn, he moves the Bloatflies up here, and again, I don't know why I didn't cover it, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wanted the Bloatflies to go over. That was another thing as well that I was thinking. I was like, if they go over that way, they're well out of it. Like they're not coming towards my knights, which I'm pretty happy with. And toxic against Res 5 coach.
Yeah, they're not particularly quick, are they? Is it movement 6 something?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're not 9 or anything like that. So
No.
yeah. And otherwise, he just moves again a little bit forward over here. Moves back with the bloatflies and hoarders. Obviously, the main concern for me is these bloatflies into my knights. Even if I charge them, it's not great because of the toxic back. But I'm thinking if I can get something on the hoarders, I might be all right. These hoarders over here take the left hand side, and I can see them, so it's fairly long, but
Into
doable.
the dangerous terrain, though, isn't it?
Ghost step. Don't care, mate.
Right.
Don't care.
Oh.
He gets one off though, which is a bit like I don't really want him.
Pace on the hour.
Yeah, any wounds off, and -1 res, I think that is as well.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I mean, who has res 4 chariots, right? I mean,
she's still.
What are you, a high elf?
I know, right? What the hell? So yeah, on to my turn, and again, it's all very like standoffish. I don't want to make the first move too rashly, but I put these guys forward to chaff these 2 units and move up my knights so that they've got a good counter charge in the next turn. I have moved these up quite a lot so that he can charge, because I want to encourage him to in charge so that I can get counter charges if I can, but we'll see basically. I moved back with the Dark Coach. I pussy out.
Yeah, I expect that of you, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, after your Beast Herd's performance, it's a given, really.
Yeah, right. I think I'm in that zone. Just pushing out. The Dark Coach just makes sure everything's in its front arc and has a decent charge if something comes up for this spoil in the middle.
Sure.
Again, rerolls to hit. So if he does come in, I'm still going to take some from the toxic, but I should kill him. I'm hoping with all that stuff and the courtier in there as well. In his turn, he moves up the bloatflies on each side, so they're out of line of sight. A little bit annoyed at that. But again, I think I was focusing so much on the centre and coming round and in that I didn't really. I was like, I don't mind him too much in the flank, but it's not great. Because he didn't charge my chaff, it was actually sort of like in the way a bit. I couldn't charge his hoarders, which is what I want to try and do here. So I just move up like so to try and chaff him a little bit more. Oh no, this is his turn. Sorry. He tries to kill the swarm, but doesn't quite, and then does. With some magics and breath weapons and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
On my turn, I've got a few charges. I can't charge here, which is the one I wanted to get out of line of sight of the bloatflies, but I've got some other charges elsewhere, like a long charge here with my ghouls and court, which I'm thinking because of the lack of numbers, I should be okay. Like it's all 6s. I need 6s to hit, 6s to wound and stuff from the lemurs even, which is mad. But the court itself is pretty beefy, and if I can get rid of that unit, I'll be in a pretty good spot. Ghouls don't care about the bloatflies to a certain extent because they've got no armor, and toxic versus res 4 is pretty good considering. I go for this charge, a bit iffier because there's an omen in there to start off with, and the succubi, even though they're AP 0, have loads of attacks. But what I'm thinking is I just want to at least hold after the charge so that there's no counter charge on this ghoul unit, which I'm hoping to put everything into to
you've got a champion as well, so you could duel out the omen.
Yes, exactly. So
he hasn't got a champion.
So we've got issues. And then Dark Coach, what's he going to do for the rest of the game apart from pussy out? So he goes in hoping to get that. And if he does, it means the only scoring is going to be the imps on this side. So I could probably zone and keep him away. Is my thoughts. Move us back here as well. I get in with everything. This was a fairly long charge in the middle. I think I needed a 10.
Sure.
So it was a bit of a... Okay. don't know what this was. Because it wasn't a ruins in the middle, I don't think. But it does look like dangerous terrain.
What's he got in that? It's not a stand and shoot from something.
Oh, Hope Harvester.
Yeah.
He shot with a Hope
Can that
Harvester and
stand
did a
and shoot
decent
then,
amount.
can
It must have.
Yeah.
That must be it.
Yeah.
But everything else gets in, so I'm like, okay. We could happen here. Something could happen here. I need something good to happen here. With the impact hits, basically. And I'm hoping this goes my way. If this goes my way, I think this is a big swing.
I mean, Evo's got a lot to cover here to boost you up.
Yeah.
That's
Although
I'm
I'm just letting them sort themselves out. These I just want to hold, and I think on the charge I've got enough attacks to hold. So all my focus is in the middle.
Yeah.
I get Spectral Blades off and healing on them. So buff them up a bit and rerolls to wound and lethal strike, which isn't too great against the units and stuff, but actually against these ones, could be very useful.
Yeah, that wasn't actually a terrible card to get in Flux because of the Channel 3 and evocation Veil token ability.
So
it meant he was, not terrible.
Yeah, had a lot of options. So and managed to buff them up as much as I could in my magic, so I was fairly happy at this point. After combat, and this is both of them, I don't do as many to the lemurs. I think I do. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I do 7 to the lemurs, which isn't bad when you think about it with all the ghouls. But I'm like, I was hoping to get rid of some of the ranks and things. And they end up holding and not crumbling anymore. I don't do any wounds to these chaps. Just yet, and they do 2 wounds to my courtier.
Okay.
Over here,
was there a challenge in that lot? Or not really?
I think it was his sentinel, or maybe I don't know. Is the answer actually?
Okay.
I can't remember.
But you didn't do any wounds to his 2 beastie boys?
No, I think it was a bit of a fluff on the old courtier's front. So I was going the ghouls versus the lemurs and him against the characters.
Although it looks like you've lost your champion, so no, actually Hugh's very good at targeting champion models, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that was what it was as well. So
that was one thing I noticed when I watched Hugh play, was he targets the champion models to get rid of them quite early. Which is
over here I do a decent amount. Was it 6? Probably could argue from 16, 18 attacks that I should do a little bit more with Res 3, but he got a decent amount of Aegis saves to cover it. He does a couple of wounds, I think 2 from the challenge and 2 from the succubi. But
so you have lost your champ then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I hold, so happy days.
That's alright.
But because it didn't go so well in the middle, he actually has a flank charge with these bloatflies.
Okay.
So that was something I didn't consider. He charges here as well, which I'm not too bothered about because I've got my bloatfly, my vampire knight's out of line of sight, and I'm hoping to be able to chaff him, and he can either overrun and I'll get into his flank or whatever, or he'll just turn to face and I'll charge his front. Again, keeping this spoils as well, so hoping it all comes down to the centre. Move up these zombies to get to the middle. But so on his turn he charges here, which is, I don't know why I moved him here in the reform. So as you can see, I did 3 wounds in total. I rolled a 1 for impact hits, and just nothing happened over there. I mean, as well, like, they're pretty resilient. I went into this thinking I was looking pretty good, and I just did nothing. And I think so. That 3 wounds is. So I had a charge.
Do hoarders have 3 or 4?
Oh, it could be 4.
I always forget that.
I had a charge and, let's say, 2 wounds to be 3 nil up. But he has a standard and unhinging roots, is it? So he gets an extra combat res.
Yeah. Unnatural roots.
So like, I think if anything I only won by 1, and when he failed he only loses that. So they obviously don't run. And And I was like, I was looking at it going, oh, it's a bit shit. So, and
it's all on the impact hits, isn't it? Really,
I honestly don't know why I moved down here to make it easier for him to get in. That was one. I don't know what happened, but as it happened, I don't think he could get in because when they went in there was no overrun to that. So a bit lucky, really. But yeah, everything gets in as expected because it's all pretty small.
Yeah.
He gets a buff on these. I want to say that's ancestral aid as well.
No,
if that's Evo.
Number 4. Yes, it is. It is the ancestral aid. Yeah, that's right.
Rerolls to hit over here and whispers the veil off on these guys.
Uh-huh.
He also gets the number 2 spell from whatever that is.
Is that witchcraft?
Yeah,
he loves witchcraft, doesn't he?
But yeah, so
deceptive glamour, is it?
Possibly.
Is it if it's witchcraft?
But yeah,
or is it? He's got cleansing fire on the chat. Maybe it's cleansing fire. Is it thaumaturgy?
Yeah, it is thaumaturgy. So it's cleansing fire on my chariot. Could that be?
I'm just having a look.
But yeah.
Yeah, he's got thaumaturgy, so it is cleansing fire.
So 3 spells off was pretty. Ugh.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I think I let this one go over here and then tried to stop one of these two, probably this one, and just didn't happen. So I was like, oh, alright, fair enough.
Cleansing fire might be the one that means you don't get the benefit of your BSB being within 12.
I don't have a BSB, do I? Oh yeah, I do.
The Court of the Damned's the BSB.
Yeah, maybe. Goes in, does a few wounds. Nothing really major, to be honest. He goes in, does loads of wounds, and then I crumble.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe if it is cleansing fire and I've remembered the right spell, which is no guarantee, I think it just makes sure you crumble. Really.
Yeah. But it wasn't even close, really. He won 3-2, then he got charge and flank, and that was a dead coach. So didn't use him the best, but I thought he'd go through the Hoarders, if I'm honest, but not to be.
Yeah.
In the centre, it was just death everywhere. I do kill his lemurs, which is good for the spoils.
Yes.
But
are bloatflies scoring? They're not, are they? Because they're like troops.
No. But he obliterates me to like. I think this is after crumble, to be fair. So but yeah, still not good.
Not at all.
Then over in this combat, he maybe this is killing my champion. This must be killing my champion then.
Oh, you didn't challenge the first time, right?
So maybe he forgot. He must have forgot, and I challenged him, but his omen smashed me apart.
Doesn't the omen have to challenge?
Mm.
But then
I could have declined.
You would have wanted a challenge. You could have done if you wanted to.
I think I declined last time.
Ooh, okay. Ballsy.
Well, I wanted everything on the succubi. I wanted combat res and stuff, but I didn't do too much. I kill 1, 2, 3. Let's go back.
It's a nice formation. That.
So he had 5 in the back. So I kill 1, 2, 3.
Why is he taking the second rank one out?
I don't know. I think it was just taking models.
It probably doesn't matter, but yeah.
And he does a decent amount to me. I think it's 3-3, and then I crumble 2 for whatever reason for all the stuff that's in there. But not looking good there. I survived, but then I need to survive one more turn really to make that worth it. Even if I lose them.
Looking ropey now.
Yeah. In my turn, my zombies try and come to the rescue.
I was about to say it's okay because you've still got the zombies.
I've still got the zombies. So oh no, that must have been after crumble actually.
Okay, you took 1 from.
Yeah. So I charged the Hoarders over here, thinking I've got the spoils. I'll do this, clean them up with my vampire and vampire knights. Turn to face. He'll probably charge me. I just need to survive with the spoils spoil over here. That's all I need to do with that.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that side. In the middle, I don't really know what my best option is because I've gone in and everything. I don't really know what my best thing to do is. Whether to sit there and wait and just try and nick the spoil at the end or soonish. But his succubi that's the perfect thing. I think it's +1 to hit and to wound against infantry or something. So like, I've got to get away from them where possible. I know that I'm kind of sandwiched in, but I'm hoping that going in and static combat res alone just wins me the day. I'm just hoping my courtier comes to fruition and actually does a wound for a change, and my zombies add the combat res that I need. That's what I'm hoping. So I mean, this with the grind
it's
and
a
everything,
time bomb.
that's not going to happen. He's going to die now, but you know, strange things have happened. I get in with the zombies and get in with everything else. So looking good over here. Just need a bit of luck in the middle.
Yeah, that blowfly could still pop your necromancer though.
Yeah. Over here on the charge, and I will do this one first. I do 2 wounds after combat. So that's combat finished.
With, hang on, let me work this out. You've got
this is me. This is the annoying thing. So I thought I had 3 normal chaps, including a champion and my courtier.
Oh right, yeah.
My courtier did nothing, and then afterwards, my vampire knights, I rolled 3 with a champ, and then after we'd rolled it, I did like 7 wounds. Yeah. After we rolled it, we realised that I've only got 2.
Oh right.
So I re-rolled it again, and I got 1 wound.
How did your courtier do nothing when he was hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, with no armor?
I don't. That didn't go rough. Well. That didn't go well at all. And I've got bloatflies in the side.
That just compounds a bad situation, really, doesn't it?
These succubi in the middle kill off with the omen. I think it might have been just the omen, to be fair. And while I do get some spells off in the middle here, hoping that my courtier can do something, it's not looking good for any counter charges. I think because it's his turn next, quite crucially. However, after combat, something crazy happens. I have a court with 1 ghoul, and my zombies.
What?
It worked. Combat res saved the day. So courtier does a few wounds, and he fluffs. I mean, I had reroll to hit and reroll to wound, by the way. So
that helps.
It had to happen at some blooming point. But he does. I think he kills the sentinel. He killed one of them, either the sentinel or the harvester.
Hadn't taken any wounds, had it?
He didn't take any wounds in this combat. The combat res. So I lost a few ghouls, but the combat res was enough to blow up everything else. Gosh. So points.
Zombies for the win.
Right. So the issue is I've got to try and find a way of protecting my court, who is on 1 wound, and trying to get the spoils, because this is like turn 5 or something.
Yeah, it's a false hope, I feel. But if anyone can do it, lucky sisters.
So I thought, let's conga, right? Let's put a conga in.
That's what Tony would say.
Yeah, exactly. And
even before he knew the situation, he would say that.
Yeah.
And he's team captain, so we would have to do it.
I put them like this, with the court facing as drawn. How
did your necro not take any wounds? What the hell?
I don't know, but I think he went for the zombies instead or whatever.
That's combat.
But so this is how it happened after combat. My thing does die though, which was I was a little bit like, if it can just survive, and do some wounds. But those hoarders, man, just they're so good. But so this is how it sort of happened, and leading on to turn 6, he bypasses the courtier, so I've got a chance there, and just goes all in on this unit because he needs the spoils. So I think actually I might have left the spoil for my zombies, but either way, he also goes in the flank of my vampire knights with bloatflies, which was the exact opposite of what I ever wanted to happen.
Ever, yeah. Pretty sure
So
that's written on the Vampire Covenant book. Did
yeah,
never let them get charged by blowflies.
yeah, right. So yeah, I need a bit of luck in this last round, but currently I'm
Just a
2-1
tiny
up in
bit,
the
yeah.
spoils, and my courtier's surviving. Right.
Right.
Um, this is what happens after combat.
That's
So
not that many.
I think the imps go in
Just for
and stuff.
funsies.
So yeah, so we'll go back. So everything sort of happens, and you're like, okay, this might be turn 5 then. Actually, I think.
I was going to say
I think
you
coming
wouldn't
to
have moved. Yeah.
because otherwise I'll be well
He,
happy.
but he went first, so
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So over here, I mean, I'm just not doing wounds to these hoarders. It's just crazy. I
That is
just can't.
crazy.
My vampire knights and my
I mean, I know he's
courtier
res 5 and you're strength
just
5 at this point,
just
but still.
going in doing nothing whatsoever. Which
And you're
I'm like,
taking
ugh.
wounds back.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the
Well, a
blowfly,
bit of
isn't it?
crumbling as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
he's plinking away, and that's all he needs to do because I'm just not hitting, I'm not wounding, and when I do, he's saving, and I'm like, oh man, this is rubbish.
Was that the Stalker standard unit?
Huh?
Or the movement banner?
That was
That's
the
banner of
movement
speed.
banner, yeah. That was the movement banner.
Alright, okay. I suppose the Stalker standard unit's already dead anyway. I was just thinking which unit got the triple 2 overrun for me in the battle before.
Yeah.
Which unit we're going to have words with.
Yeah.
But neither of them have done overly well this battle.
No, they haven't shone. Over here, so if we go back a few, so
Hugh.
Hugh,
Sorry.
he obviously charges in, does this many wounds, and wipes me out.
Yeah.
They don't survive. I was hoping a few would survive, so that I'd have either a chance to combat, like maybe charge in here or something, get some points. Because again, if I
But
can
then
get
you remembered they're zombies.
well, yes, yeah, there. Well, but clearly Hugh remembered earlier.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, and this is what happens in terms of everything happening, and that's after combat. He can't get a overrun this way because there's no place to finish, which is good, and nothing else can get into him. So he just turns to face this way. I've got him actually overrunning there though. How odd! I've got him going in, or maybe I go in.
Yeah.
It's my turn, isn't it? I charge.
It's your turn next. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Well,
so
why not?
I'm
That's your
facing
charge,
that way,
yeah.
and I charge, and I'm like, you know what? Let's punk him. Let's get some points. Let's see what I can do.
The one wound. It's a bold move.
He's got the spoils as well, so if I can do something mad, then let's go.
Mad, bad, and dangerous.
Yeah, man. So I go in. Let's do it. The ghoul comes around here to try and save as many points as he possibly can. There's half points on like 500, 600 point units. I'm like, that's 300 points if I can save him.
Yeah. Last man standing.
Yep. Then on to... I don't think I get anything off in magic. I believe it was a bit of a... Unless I got something over on the right, I'm not sure. I do 3 wounds to his omen, and he does nothing to me. So we're already... Come on. But then counter charges, and I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, jeez.
Because I've literally done no wounds. With a courtier, I'm not doing any wounds, which means I'm just bleeding. Ugh. So yeah, over here. Over here,
I don't understand.
He charges in for the combat res, which I've only got 1 wound left. I just need to do something.
You didn't try the zombies on the right. Sorry, going back to the right. You didn't try the same trick with your zombies charging the blowflies for a bit of combat res.
No, I thought the vampire knights could handle it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the zombies would have done anything because they'd have just died. But, you know, charge and 3 ranks. If you had 3 ranks by the end of it, maybe not. But,
no, it's an option.
not a great option, though. Yeah. Carry on. On the left, yeah.
Yeah, over here, he moves his imps around and does the final wound to my ghoul. He does literally 1 wound as well. I think this is
it. Like 4 shots or something, didn't it?
4 shots, hits with 1, wounds with it. I was
that
far away from keeping 300 points, but oh well. In the combat, Oh no, into this combat, he kills me.
They deserve to die. I was about to ask you, were you rolling out vampiric? But if you, yeah.
I mean, I can't even. I don't even know if any of these were anything, but I don't think they were.
That's a lot of 4
I mean,
ups
that's
on
a good
11
roll, but
dice.
yeah,
That's a very decent roll.
But I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was
No.
happening. I haven't.
No.
I've done. So this is over like 4 rounds of combat, including one where I charged. I've
With
done
strength 7,
4 wounds.
wounding on 2s. Yeah.
4 wounds to these chaps
Mm.
in total,
Yeah. If they've got 4, they
and
may
they've
have
got
3.
they've got AP 0.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing moves to these so they don't do the toxic to me.
Absolutely, yeah. So the blowflies are just attacking with their normal attacks.
I was not happy.
No, well, I know. I spoke to you after this. Yeah.
Yeah, bloke. It was at this point I'm going, Horder's broken. I don't care. I don't care how bad I rolled. Horder's broken. So
You must have rolled really badly, though. You must have done.
well, yeah, I did. I mean, the first
That
it was the
shouldn't
first charge.
happen.
But it was I actually rolled really well, and then I realised I rolled
You
one
rolled
too many person, and it went
basically,
completely the opposite way.
You tried to cheat.
Yeah,
Hugh called you out.
and I deserve it. Yeah,
you got.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. You fully deserve it. Yeah.
Over here, we kill each other.
Okay.
So
That's all right.
I get his omen. So we've got both his characters. So it's points. He does kill me, but it's not enough, obviously, to do anything to that unit.
It was worth taking him out, though. Just
it was
morale.
So yeah, I've got some points out of it at least. This is how it's looking. I believe this is the last picture, actually, because he just faces here. It doesn't matter about that, and there's not many points. He's got everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Rough one.
It's fairly rough, but
you
was
got
a fun
a few points
game.
out of his characters.
yeah, it's a fun game. I got his Lemur unit with Hope Harvester, and I got both his characters. So yeah, got a few points. Ended up being an 18-2, which I couldn't help but feel was a bit harsh.
Yeah.
Listen, Hugh's a good player. I
Yeah,
think he
absolutely.
outplayed me. I risked it
definitely,
early doors with the ghouls going in so early.
Yeah.
And I thought I banked on my vampire characters pulling me through those risks. Adding, I thought it was less risky to me because I had vampire characters in both of those things. Once on the right with the hoarders and in the middle.
I guess it might be that you're used to vampire
Counts and with
lords
everything,
with re-rolling 1s to hit, re-rolling 2s, re-rolling everything to hit, having re-rollable armor saves and all sorts of things.
Strength
You're
8
used to
or whatever, yeah.
Killy and Killius, aren't you? And these are very not. They're nowhere near
Synergies
Killy and
and
Killius.
supporting,
yeah.
But I mean, they weren't doing anything as well. So I don't know whether I don't want to put it down to just rolling badly. Although the hoarders one, I'm like, I can't see why that didn't work.
Still,
even now, I'm like, how can I do forward? And that's including crumble and stuff. But yeah, anyway. But the center was certainly a risk to take early, to go early doors. I probably played a bit loosely with my dark coach as well. Again, underestimating the hoarders. That's probably not as hoarders are OP or whatever. That's probably not risky. That's probably stupid charge. But I underestimated him. I thought a unit of 3. I saw a unit of 3 and thought, nah, I can take that with my dark coach. Dark coach is beast, and he couldn't. So underestimating the hoarders very much so in this game, and the rest sort of capitulated because of it, I think. But well played, Hugh.
Yes,
and
always.
And big loss. So sorry, team. But the team didn't do very well otherwise, did we?
No, I've got the results here. Unfortunately, it's not a great tale. We had Paul Paul losing 7-13 to Mikey. It's a run of 7-13s, actually. Josh losing 7-13 to Luke. And Tony losing 7-13 to Tanker. So yeah, it was we capped on the wrong side of capping this round. Which you just got to suck up and roll on, really.
They're a good team. They're a good team.
Very good team
and stuff
together
as well.
there.
So
yeah,
fair play. But yeah, so we've got a bit of work to do to not come last.
No, I mean, thankfully we didn't lose the first round, but you know, we'll sub you out this time and do a bit better for round 3. So no, I jest, mate. I jest. You had a rough one there. I know that you were a little bit burnt by it, weren't you? So
yeah, it was nice to play Hugh. He's a gent as well.
Absolutely.
If anyone gets to play him, gets a chance to, definitely do. He's a lovely guy. And we had a little bit of a joke about it afterwards. But yeah, it was. I must admit, my heart sank a bit.
Yeah,
I was you know when you. I don't know if you've done it. Like you go up against a unit and then you go, right, I'm going to look at that unit's rules properly now, in like loads of detail, and I go, why have they got this? Why have they got this? I was on it for the whole disc. I was like, oh man, they're so good.
They are.
And him playing it as a dart, it just
changes
so good. They pump out so much, especially with the grinds and stuff.
I mean, you just think about, you lost 3 vampire attacks and 1 steed attack on the charge because of playing as a dart, as opposed to 2 wide or 3 wide. Well, if you'd played 3 wide, you'd have rinsed that unit.
Yeah, I think so.
But 2 wide, you'd have got another 2 or 3 vampires in. So yeah.
So hoarders with darts, folks, do it.
Well, anything 40 mil with dart, if you're playing it only 3 models, by the sounds of it, because we even commented on that for the ogres, didn't we?
Yeah.
So very interesting.
But no, good game, and we press on for round 3. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah. So like, share, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying the content at the moment. You're seeing a little bit of Warhol video itch for new army renders. Hope you're enjoying those.
We've got a lot going on, actually, haven't we?
If you wouldn't mind watching the Dread Elf video more than the Highborn Elf video, that would very much be appreciated.
It's such a cooler video as well.
Tagging slightly behind at the moment, the view count. So if you wouldn't mind going over and watching just the Dread Elf,
help me out, folks. Help the Highborns. Hashtag help the Highborns.
No, that's not a hashtag.
Puppy eyes.
No, it doesn't sway me. Resistance. Right, cool. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying it all. And we'll see you for another battle report in this team event very soon. Bye-bye.
See you later.